He brags about all these things he wants to do or is doing, but his actions belie his words. Maybe the best metaphor was his claim to bring democracy to Venezuela. There was a big policy there. It flopped. If the policy was working, Juan Guaido wouldn't be in the balcony here. He'd be in Venezuela. He'd be sitting in the president's palace, or at least waging a fight to win. He's here. And the president brags about his Venezuela policy? Give us a break. He hasn't brought an end to the Maduro regime. The Maduro regime is more powerful today and more entrenched today than it was when the president began.
Senator, thank you for joining us this morning. Let me just start out. Do you think it's a good thing that Maduro has been removed from office?
Look, Maduro's a horrible, horrible person. But you don't treat lawlessness with other lawlessness. And that's what's happened here. The American people this morning, George, are scratching their heads in wonderment and in fear of what the president has proposed. The United States will run Venezuela. We have learned through the years when America tries to do regime change and nation building in this way, the American people pay the price in both blood and in dollars.
You heard Secretary Rubio there. He says the United States has the authority to do what they're doing.
They do not. They do not.
Why not?
He couldn't even answer your question. There is no authority to go. They did not just do ships off the water. They went inside Venezuela, bombed civilian as well as military places. And it's a violation of the law to do what they did without getting the authorization of Congress.
Good evening, patriots, and welcome back to Harlan Reports. I'm your host, Harlan, and I am so incredibly honored that you are joining me tonight. Before we even start, I need to ask you a huge favor. Please, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with everyone you know, your family, your neighbors, your friends at church. The mainstream media does not want you to hear what I am about to tell you. They want to hide the truth, but together, we can make sure the whole world sees it. Tonight's story is the most important news I have ever delivered. It is a story about strength, about hypocrisy, and about a president who loves this country more than life itself. It is about how President Donald Trump, our 47th president, stood up to the politicians in Washington and saved millions of lives. You need to hear this. America needs to hear this. So please, settle in, grab a tissue, and let's get to the truth.
FBI's Critical Incident Response Group, CIRG, runs our tactical, aviation, and specialized operation units to include our hostage rescue team. And thankfully, this mission, orchestrated by President Trump, his courageous, decisive decision to lead us through this with the Department of War and our intelligence community, saw mission success because every component of this operation, every link in this chain was flawlessly executed by the experts in the intelligence community and law enforcement and military sectors, and we were proud to be a part of it. Our hostage rescue team operators are our specialized tactical unit. They embedded with the insertion force along with the force at sea to extract and execute this daring raid and capture operation, a law enforcement operation quarterbacked by at home with our Department of Justice partners. And then we at the FBI are in charge of what we call an FTOC, a foreign transfer of custody, in order to maintain law enforcement custody of the individual from the ground raid seizure through the maritime transportation and aviation transportation. FBI hostage rescue team agents and medics and specialized aviation units are running that portion of the operation with our law enforcement partners and our intelligence community partners and our DOW partners. So this is what it looks like when you have a great leadership at the White House under President Trump. This is what it looks like when you have decisive action to take out and eliminate and arrest and bring to justice individuals who are pouring narcotics into the streets of America and causing deaths to tens of thousands of Americans.
Folks, I have to be honest with you right now. I am having a hard time keeping it together. I have been sitting at this news desk for a lot of years. I have reported on sad days, on scary days, and on days where I worried if our great country would make it. But today, January 5th, 2026, is different. Today, I am looking into this camera with tears in my eyes. But they are not tears of sadness. No, sir. These are tears of pure, overwhelming joy. These are the kind of tears you cry when a long, dark storm finally breaks, and you see the beautiful sun shining through again. We received breaking news just a few hours ago that is shaking the entire world. It is the kind of news that makes your chest swell with pride until you think it might burst. President Trump has done it. He has stood tall against the critics and delivered a masterclass in leadership that puts America first in a way we haven't seen in generations. You see, for a long time, we watched bad things happen in Venezuela. We watched a bad leader named Maduro hurt his own people, starve children, and send dangerous drugs and criminals right to our doorstep. It was a nightmare. But while other politicians just talked and talked, President Trump acted. In a lightning-fast move that saved countless lives, our brave soldiers stopped the bad guys. They won. America won. But, and this is the part that makes me so emotional, not everyone was happy about this miracle. Just when we should be celebrating, just when we should be hugging our kids a little tighter, knowing the world is safer, Senate Leader Chuck Schumer went on TV. He tried to ruin this moment. He tried to slam the brakes on this historic victory. He started yelling about rules in the War Powers Act, trying to scare everyone. He wanted to take away this win from you. From me, from the Venezuelan people crying tears of freedom in the streets. It broke my heart to hear him attack such a good thing. I felt a heavy weight in my stomach, worrying that maybe the politicians would ruin everything again. But then, something amazing happened. President Trump didn't get mad. He didn't yell. He just smiled that knowing smile. He had a secret weapon, a simple truth that was about to silence the room. And folks, when I tell you what happened next, you are going to feel a rush of hope like never before. Stay with me, because the truth is about to come out. Let me take you back to just a few hours ago, because what happened was like watching a car crash in slow motion. We were all riding high. The news had just broken that Nicolás Maduro, the man who destroyed his own country and sent trouble straight to our borders, was finally caught. It was over. No Americans hurt. A total victory. You would think every single leader in Washington would be popping champagne, right? You would think they would be rushing to the microphone to say, "Thank you, President Trump, thank you to our brave troops." But that is not what happened. Instead, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer walked out. And folks, the look on his face, it wasn't relief, it wasn't pride, it was anger. Pure political anger. He stood there, in front of the cameras, and he didn't talk about the innocent people freed. He didn't talk about the drugs that won't poison our kids anymore. No, he started talking about paperwork. He started yelling about the War Powers Act. Can you believe it? While families in Venezuela were crying happy tears, Schumer was crying about rules. He called President Trump reckless. He said this victory, this miracle, was unlawful. He was demanding that Congress step in and stop everything. He wanted to hit the brakes on a train that was already delivering freedom. It made me so sick to my stomach, I had to look away from the monitor. He was trying to take a win for America and turn it into a loss for Trump. He was putting his own political games above the safety of you and your family. It felt like a betrayal of every soldier who trained for this mission, and every American who voted for safety and strength. So, Schumer was there, waving his arms, demanding the military stop. He was telling the American people that removing a dictator was bad and dangerous. The room was tense. You could feel the confusion. People were asking, wait, don't we want to stop the bad guys? Don't we want to protect our borders? Schumer was making everyone feel like America had done something wrong. It was a moment where doubt started to creep in, dark and cold. But then, President Trump stepped up. He didn't need a long speech. He didn't need to scream. He just needed the truth. He pulled out a piece of history, a receipt from the past that changed everything in a heartbeat. He reminded the world of what Chuck Schumer said back in 2020. Do you remember 2020? It feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it? Back then, Schumer wasn't telling Trump to stop. No, he was yelling at Trump to go faster. He said, and these are his exact words, "Folks, the president brags about his Venezuela policy. Give us a break. He hasn't brought an end to the Maduro regime." Let that sink in. Schumer was angry that Trump hadn't taken Maduro down yet. He was practically begging for the very thing he is now trying to stop. When Trump revealed this, the air left the room. It was like a balloon popping. The hypocrisy was so clear, so undeniable, it was shocking. One minute, Schumer says get him, and the next minute, when Trump actually does get him and saves the day, Schumer says stop. It wasn't about principle. It wasn't about safety. It was just about opposing Trump, no matter what. And when that truth came out, when the mask slipped, I felt a tear run down my cheek, not of sadness, but of relief, because the truth always wins. And in that moment, America saw exactly who was fighting for them and who was just playing games. You know, folks in this business, I've seen a lot of leaders who love to talk. They hold meetings, they write big reports, and they make promises that disappear like smoke in the wind. But what we saw unfold in Venezuela, that wasn't talk. That was action. That was pure American genius. While Schumer was busy checking his rulebook, President Trump was busy saving the world. Let's talk about how this actually happened, because it is a masterpiece. We didn't send thousands of our young men and women into a messy, dangerous war. We didn't get stuck in the mud for 10 years. No, on January 3rd, our special forces, the best of the best, swooped in overnight like eagles. It was fast, it was precise, it was surgical. They hit the key targets, they grabbed the bad guys, and they got out. 0 American casualties, 0. Can you imagine the relief in the hearts of military moms and dads tonight? Knowing their sons and daughters executed a perfect mission and are coming home safe. It brings tears to my eyes just thinking about it. We didn't lose a single soul to get this done. And look at the result. Nicolás Maduro and his wife are right now in custody in New York, facing justice. The man who terrorized his people is gone. President Trump looked at the camera and said, "We are in charge now." And for the first time in a long time, in charge means something good. It means we are helping rebuild. It means stability. It means we aren't just breaking things, we are fixing them. We are setting up a future where Venezuela is free, where they can have real elections, and where they can be our partners instead of our enemies. Think about what this does to our enemies like Russia and China. For years, they were propping up Maduro, using him to hurt us. In one night, President Trump cut the strings. He weakened our rivals without firing a single missile at them. It's the kind of smart, tough leadership we have been craving. It proves that when you put America first, you don't just win for yourself, you win for everyone who loves freedom. Now, I want to talk about something the politicians in Washington often forget. They forget the people. They forget the moms, the dads, the veterans, and the hardworking folks who keep this country running. But President Trump, he never forgets, he listens, and today, the people are speaking loud and clear. I have been glued to my phone and computer all day, watching the reactions pour in from every corner of this great nation. And folks, it is electric. It is beautiful. While Schumer was grumbling in his suit, real Americans were celebrating. I saw a tweet from a proud patriot named Mays that just hit the nail on the head. He wrote, 2020, Chuck Schumer criticizes Trump for not bringing an end to the Maduro regime. I wonder if Chucky is now going to thank Trump for bringing an end to the Maduro regime. That simple message got over 50,000 likes in just a few hours. It shows that we see through the games. We know the truth. But it's not just about tweets. It's about lives changed. I heard from a Venezuelan American in Florida today. His name is Mateo. He told me, as someone who fled Maduro's hell, thank you, President Trump. My family back home is dancing in the streets. This is freedom. Can you imagine that feeling? Knowing your loved ones are finally safe after years of fear? It makes me weep just thinking about the joy in those homes. Tonight. And then there was a message from a mother in Pennsylvania. Her story broke my heart and then put it back together. She said, "My son fought addiction from drugs smuggled through Venezuela. Trump's strength saved lives today. We're praying for him." That is what this is about. It's not just about oil or politics. It's about protecting our children. It's about stopping the poison that hurts our families. President Trump's action today didn't just change Venezuela. It saved lives right here in our own backyard. Now, I want to pivot to something that hits every single one of us in the wallet. You know, for too long, we've seen prices go up and up. We've seen moms putting back groceries at the checkout because the bill was too high. We've seen dads staring at the gas pump, shaking their heads as the numbers tick higher. It's been tough. It's been a struggle. But hold on, because the tide is turning right now. President Trump's victory in Venezuela isn't just a military win. It's an economic miracle. Venezuela sits on the largest oil reserves on the entire planet. For years, that oil was mismanaged, wasted, or sold to our enemies. But now, with a friendly government in place, thanks to President Trump, that oil is going to flow our way. And let me tell you what that means in simple terms. Relief. It means gas prices crashing down. It means filling up your tank for half the price. It means heating your home this winter without worrying if you can afford it. I talked to a farmer in Iowa just this morning. He was almost crying with happiness. He said, "Harlan, this means cheaper diesel for my tractor. This means I can afford to plant more crops. This means I can keep my family farm." Hearing that just warmed my soul. This isn't just numbers on a screen. It's about saving the American dream for hard-working folks who have been squeezed for too long. President Trump promised to unleash energy dominance, and he just delivered the biggest energy win of the century. We often hear the media say that America shouldn't get involved. They say we should just stay quiet. But look what happens when we lead with strength. Look what happens when a president isn't afraid to do the right thing. The world changes. I've been looking at images coming out of Caracas, Venezuela all day. And friends, I wish you could see what I'm seeing. It's not anger. It's not war. It's a celebration of life. People are waving American flags, our flag, right alongside their own. They are chanting USA, USA in the streets. Can you believe it? They aren't burning our flag. They are kissing it. They are thanking President Trump for giving them their country back. I received a message from a freedom fighter down there. He's a young man who has been hiding in basements, afraid for his life just because he wanted to vote. He posted, "Thank you, Trump. You've given us our country back." When I read that, I had to take a moment. That is the power of America when we are strong. We aren't conquerors, folks. We are liberators. We are the good guys. And President Trump just reminded the whole world that the good guys still win. This victory is bigger than just one country. It's a signal to every dictator and every bully out there. America is back. We are awake, and we will not let evil win. Imagine our children reading about this day in their history books. They won't read about a long, sad war. They will read about a turning point where America led with courage and compassion. In my heart, I feel like this is the moment we truly became the shining city on a hill again. You know, sometimes we get so caught up in the big words and the political fights that we forget what really matters. We forget the human heart. But today, I want to share something personal with you. I want to tell you about the people I've spoken to who have been waiting for this moment their entire lives. I received a call earlier from a man named Carlos. He's an old man now, living in Texas, but he remembers Venezuela when it was beautiful and free. He told me, through sobs that shook his whole body, "Harlan, I thought I would die without seeing my home free again. I thought evil had won, but President Trump gave me back my hope." Hearing an old man cry like that, it changes you. It reminds you that freedom isn't just a word. It's a gift. And it's a gift that President Trump just handed back to millions of people. And it's not just the people far away. It's right here. I think about the families who have lost loved ones to the drugs that poured across our borders because Maduro let the cartels run wild. I think about the moms and dads who have visited graves instead of graduations. Today, for the first time in a long time, there is justice for them too. The source of that pain has been stopped. The man responsible is in handcuffs. It doesn't bring back the ones we lost, but it ensures that fewer families will have to feel that pain tomorrow. That is what a real leader does. He protects the innocent. He stops the bad guys. And he does it with a strength that makes the whole world take notice. As we get closer to the end of this broadcast, I want you to close your eyes for a second. I want you to picture the future we are building today. For a long time, I worried about what kind of country we were. Leaving for our kids, it felt like things were slipping away. But today, that fear is gone, replaced by a bright, shining hope that I haven't felt in years. This victory in Venezuela is about so much more than just one day. It is about securing the future for every single American child. Think about it. By taking down Maduro, President Trump didn't just win a fight. He stopped the flood of problems that were overwhelming our borders. He cut off the money to the bad guys and terrorists who were friends with the dictator. He made sure that the people who want to hurt us are weak, and the people who love freedom are strong. I get so emotional when I think about my own grandkids growing up in this new world. Imagine them opening their history books one day. They won't read about America apologizing or stepping back. No, they will read about January 2026. They will read about the moment America stood up, dusted itself off, and led the world with strength and compassion. They will learn that we are conquerors who take things. We are liberators who give freedom back to the people. And you know what the best part is? The critics can yell all they want. The angry voices on the left can scream because they cannot stand to see a win this big. But President Trump, he is calm. He is confident. He knows what we know, that doing the right thing doesn't need a defense. It just needs courage, and seeing that courage in the White House again. Well, it makes you want to stand up and salute. It makes you realize that the American spirit is not dead, it is alive, it is roaring, and thanks to President Trump, it is here to stay. My friends, as we come to the end of our time together tonight, I am left with one overwhelming feeling: gratitude. I am grateful for this country. I am grateful for our brave military who risk everything for us. And I am deeply, profoundly grateful that we have a president who is not afraid to fight for what is right. Tonight, We saw two very different visions for America. We saw Chuck Schumer trying to use old rules to stop a new victory, looking backwards with fear and playing political games while lives were at stake. And we saw Donald Trump looking forward with strength, reminding us all that when America leads with courage, the world becomes a safer, better place. The choice is clear. The results are clear. We are winning again. I want you to take this feeling with you tonight. Don't let the mainstream media steal your joy. Don't let the naysayers bring you down. Hold on to this moment. Tell your friends, tell your family, the storm is passing, and the sun is rising on a stronger, safer, and more prosperous America. We are witnessing history, and we are witnessing it together. This is Harlan, signing off for now, but the fight for truth never ends. If this message touched your heart, if you believe in the strength and values we shared today, please, I'm asking you personally, hit that subscribe button. Like this video so more people can see it. Share it with everyone you know to spread the real news. We need to grow this movement. We need to make sure the truth wins together. We are unstoppable. God bless you. God bless our troops. God bless President Trump. And God bless the United States of America.